I played with Olympians.
And you were playing in front of packed gyms in
Yes.
the early 80s.
Yes. It was standing room only.
Tell me what that is.
Probably me trying to block her shot.
And who's her?
Cheryl Miller.
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. Found the lane clogged. I'm clogging the lane right there.
What does that picture make you think?
I wanted to beat them so bad. We were all about like trying to get that W, doing whatever we had to do. My athletic journey started when I was in high school. I was walking down the hallway. Basketball coach came up to me and said, "Would you like to play basketball?" Sure, why not? I'm not doing anything else after school. I'm glad to see women's sport where it is right now. They're getting endorsements and doing all these commercials. I am glad stadiums are selling out for women's sports.
Yes. Do you feel like you maybe would have stayed in it a little bit longer if the types of opportunities that are here today were available then?
You know what? Sometimes.
Today's guest is Nina, a former Long Beach State starter who started basketball as a freshman in high school and went on to play with and against Olympic legends like Cheryl Miller. From late bloomer to Division I standout, she's proof it's never too late to start.
Nina, are you an athlete?
Yes.
I like that answer. Tell me more. Tell me where kind of your athletic journey started, where you are now.
My athletic journey started when I was in high school, and I was walking down the hallway, and the basketball coach came up to me and said, "Would you like to play basketball?"
How tall were you then?
At that time, I was probably like about 6'3".
Yeah.
And I was like, sure, why not? I'm not doing anything else after school. So I went home and asked my mom if I could be on the basketball team. Yeah. And she was like, sure, if you're home by 4 o'clock every day. I was like, that might be an issue. So I went back to school and told the coach, I was like, hey, my mom said I could be on the team, but I have to be at home, by 4 o'clock every day. She was like, no problem. I'll make sure you get home every day.
No way.
Yes, she did. We had one bus that left at like 4:15. And she made sure that I got on that bus every single day, or she took me home after school.
That is incredible.
Yeah. So that's how my journey started. I had never played sports before. When I was a freshman, that's when I started, like playing basketball, in a competitive setting. When I started, I didn't know, so I started from the bottom and I had to learn. Played like my freshman year through my senior year, and I got better, as I got older. I got more experience, more playing time. And of course, I was taller than everyone else, so basically they just threw me the ball and I just turned around and put it in the basket. Yeah. So I got to block a lot of shots.
That's the name of the game.
Right.
That's all you got to do. Catch the ball, put it in the basket.
Right. So,
I love that.
Yeah.
And where were you? Where did you grow up?
Oh, I grew up in Chicago, Illinois. I went to Carver High School. That's where my career started.
Going into high school and the teammates that you were playing with, had they started basketball earlier? Or were a lot of you kind of all starting around the same time in high school?
I think a lot of us were starting around the same time in high school.
Yeah.
Because at that time, they didn't have AAU for girls.
Right.
Because, that was back in the, 70s and 80s?
Yeah.
Back in Chicago during that time, they had previously started a women's basketball league. I don't know if any of the viewers will remember the Chicago Hustle.
Amazing.
But that was like back in the day, but it wasn't very successful.
Okay.
So it didn't last for like that long.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the girls, probably high school was their first time actually starting to play like competitive ball.
At that time was so common. Whether people just didn't have access to it, their schools didn't have teams yet and things like that, or it just wasn't something that was readily, here, go try this sport, go try that sport, where now kids are starting, at like 4, 5 years old, you know? So that's such a different perspective, I think, for people to remember.
Yes.
That it's like now if a kid decided to start a sport in high school, it would be like, good luck. Like a lot of the people you're playing with have maybe been playing for, 10 years.
Yeah.
But that's awesome.
Yeah. And you know what? It's amazing. I'm glad to see the change, like especially in women's sports.
Absolutely.
And I'm so glad that girls are starting younger, So I think it's great. I'm glad to see women's sport where it is right now.
Thanks to the help of all of you.
Yes.
That had played before when it wasn't acknowledged and wasn't funded.
Yeah.
Still, still isn't in the same way, but even just schools having the opportunity to, have the teams there. Did you play any other sports, or was it all basketball for you?
Actually, I played basketball and I also did the high jump. So I was on the track team, yeah. The track coach came up to me and goes, "Would you like the high jump?" I was like, "Sure, why not?" So I had never high jumped before in my life.
Yeah.
They had the bar and platform set up over the gym.
Yeah.
And I used to be up there basically just practicing by myself.
Yeah.
Trying to jump over the bar. Yeah, that was it for me. It was high jumping and playing basketball when I was in high school.
I love it. So at what point in your newly started high school basketball career were you like, I think maybe I could do this in college?
When I started getting letters from colleges, when I think I was about a junior,
Yeah.
I was like, wow, I must be pretty good at this. People are noticing me. But I started getting like letters from colleges that were showing interest in me. So that at that point, I was like, because I had always thought I would probably end up going to like a local school in the area to college, because I always had plans of going to college.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know how I was going to afford it, probably take out loans or whatever. But when I started getting letters from Division I schools and Division II schools, I was like, this might be a way for me to, get my college paid for.
Yeah.
So, that's when I realized that there was an opportunity. And also I could go to another state, get away from home. That was my opportunity to go see the rest of the world. Well, rest of America.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
What did that feel like inside?
Oh my God, it gave me so much confidence. It was a great feeling to know that someone was interested in me, someone saw my skill, someone saw my potential. That just made me feel so much better. And I think it probably helped me like my junior and senior year of high school, because I started getting more letters. I mean, it was a good experience. And I wish everyone could have an opportunity to go through that. It's a good feeling to, like I said, be wanted and know that you have a skill that could possibly get you somewhere else on a bigger stage.
Absolutely. You going into high school, as little Nina coming out of junior high, you hadn't even played. It wasn't like a thing where you were always like, I'm going to play in high school, I'm going to get a scholarship, I'm going to go. So like also something that just completely changed your perspective and kind of your whole trajectory.
Yes, it did.
And so sport brought that for you, which is amazing.
Yeah.
Those are the good parts that you're like, yeah.
Yeah, sports allowed me to go to college and get an education and also get my degree. For me, that was great. I didn't have aspirations of playing basketball. It just sort of fell into my lap. Possibly because I'm so tall.
You still have to have skill. You still have to have skill with your height. You got to be able to move, do your thing.
Yeah.
I love that. So all these letters have come flooding in, and now you have to choose.
Right. I was like undecided, Like I said, I was getting the letters. Different coaches were coming. They were reaching out to me like through the letters. But I think the one thing that probably convinced me to choose the school that I did was the fact that I actually went on a visit to Long Beach State. At the time. And I got to go to the school. I got to visit. My mom and my coach went with me. We actually got an opportunity to play against the team. I didn't think I did that well, but...
Hey, something tells me they thought you did just fine.
Exactly. Afterwards, they were still offering me. And because of the fact that that coach showed so much interest in me, the fact that she took the time, for us to... Because at that time, I think we could do... I think it was like 2 or 3 visits, with the ruling at that time. Don't quote me, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But she showed the most interest in me, and I felt the most comfortable with her. And of course, it was in California. So that kind of like helped, especially coming from Chicago. I think that's the reason why I chose to go to Long Beach State.
Yeah.
When they offered me the scholarship.
And you had a pretty darn good time there.
Oh, yeah,
Your team was awesome.
Yes. When I first got there, we were ranked like 4th in the nation.
Casual.
But I mean,
that weather was nice. I went to visit. Also, the team was really good and wanted me to be a part of it.
It was a great experience.
Yeah.
I played with some great basketball players. I played with Olympians on that team, and I enjoyed it. It was a learning experience for me when I first got there, because coming out of high school, you think you're the best. But when you get to college, it's a totally different story.
Totally different.
The competition level is like so many levels above.
Even the speed.
Yes.
That's what I always say. I'm like, let alone, you could have the top kid coming out of high school that's joining your program. Transitioning to the speed of the game is going to take time regardless of you getting that top recruit. But you did it.
Yeah. I mean, the conditioning. Oh, my God. I had never been conditioned like that before. We had to run hills. We had to run miles in certain amounts of times. We had to lift weights. I was introduced to a whole new...
It was all new.
Yes. So that took time, for me to adjust mentally, for my body to adjust, and also being away from home. I had to adjust to that also. It was good. I'm glad I was there with the people that I was with at that particular time.
With that kind of change, like that was kind of a first big transition for you. Again, you jumped from the starting in high school, okay, now this can be something moving forward.
Yes.
You played all 4 years of college,
yes.
Right? Did you know what you wanted to do after college kind of throughout that, or what was kind of that next step for you?
To be honest with you, I enjoyed playing basketball when I was in college because we're a very competitive team and we got to play against some really good schools. But after college, they didn't have the WNBA during that time.
Yeah.
But I did get an offer to go to, I think it was China. Afterwards,
yeah.
But I decided not to because I just wanted to kind of like go home. I would go home like sometimes like during the summer, but I kind of wanted to just go home and spend some time with my family. I'm an only child, and I did miss my mom when I was in college. So once I got my degree, then I ended up going back to Chicago, and that was it for me at that time. If there had been a league, I don't know, maybe I would have felt differently. But I just didn't want to go overseas to play. Yeah.
Fair. So were some of your teammates going overseas at that time?
At that time, that's the only option they had was to go overseas and play. But a lot of them went overseas to play afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. Was that a tough decision for you to make at that time? Or were you kind of like, no, this is what I know I want to do next?
I think it was easy for me because I kind of like knew, this is what I want to do next.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had gotten my degree, which I was happy for.
Absolutely.
And then I just wanted to go back and kind of like start my life.
Yeah.
Get a job and move forward.
Yeah. Did you feel like you ever had to go through a grieving period? Did it ever feel like no longer playing basketball was a loss? Or was it more of, I feel so much joy for that time, but now I'm good.
Basically that. I'm good. I mean, I had a wonderful time when I was in college. Yeah. It was a great experience for me. Yeah. I learned a lot. I met a lot of great people. Some I'm still friends with today. Yeah. And like I said, it was a great experience, but everything has to come to an end. So at that point, I was okay with walking away. Yeah. At that point in my life.
When you were playing on that team, I know some of these answers, but I'm going to prompt them to you. Who was your biggest rival at the time?
USC.
Yeah.
With Cheryl Miller and the Pam and Paula McGee. Those were our biggest rivals at that particular time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were playing with a lot of the greats that people would recognize and would know. And even some of your teammates, like you said, you were playing with Olympians at that time.
Yes. Yes, definitely. I don't know. LaTanya Pollard, she was an Olympian on our team. And I think Cindy Brown was another. I played against some very high caliber players and with high caliber players.
Did you feel that at that time? Like, did you know what that meant in the sports scene?
At the time, I don't think so because it was just so competitive. We were rivals and I would always get up for those particular games. It's not until now.
Yeah.
When I sit back and I'm looking at the old articles and even when I see Cheryl today on TV a few times and also Pam and Paula, it kind of like sinks in at that time, but at the moment it was just... I'm out here playing ball, and I was just enjoying it.
Yeah, and that's all you knew.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, I'm here. I'm playing on my team. I'm being a teammate to my teammates,
right. Yeah.
And now you've got, all the clips and the articles and the posts that's like Cheryl, cheering for Juju on the side, on the court side and things. Yeah. And then for you're sitting there seeing that and you're like, yeah, I played against her.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like that,
Yeah.
It's like you don't think about, well, I really haven't been thinking about it here until like lately.
Yeah.
Because at that particular time when you're doing it, you're just in the moment and you're just enjoying it. You're trying to win that game. You're trying to get to the next stage of like the tournament and try to go as far as you possibly can.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Noticing these things more recently. Like, how do you feel about it?
Actually, I feel good about it.
I love it.
And I'm glad I had the opportunity to go through it. I'm glad that I had the opportunity for the experience because I think it made me a better person. And I think it kind of like prepared me for this world that we're dealing with today, especially being a woman. I think it made me a stronger person.
Yeah.
More independent person, more competitive person. I think it was a great experience for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. You knew you had decided not to play beyond college. You moved back home to Chicago. In terms of activity level, things that you were still involved in, exercise, were you kind of that person that immediately jumped into something else?
I think for a while there, I went into I'm ready for a complete break. But after a while, I kind of like missed the game a little bit. So I used to go up to the park and play against my cousins. Other than that, that was basically about it.
Yeah.
I went back to like a regular life, I was just working every day and my exercise, it did go down considerably than when I was.
Me too, girl.
Yeah.
Me too.
When I was actually in college and playing.
Thinking back on it, being the person you are now, kind of seeing everything, is there anything you wish you would have done? Anything you wish you would have done different?
No.
I love it.
No, I honestly think everything happened the way it should have happened. Because when I was a freshman, I sat on the bench. And I was coming from playing every minute of the game when I was in high school. It just made me work harder.
Yeah.
Because honestly, there were players there that were better than me.
Fair.
And I had to work hard and I had to prove myself like in practice. And when I did get an opportunity to play, I tried to do the best that I possibly could. And it took me until I was a junior before I actually started. So I wouldn't redo a thing. I think everything happened the way it should have happened because I appreciated it more because it wasn't easy. It was hard. It was something that I had to work for. So when I got out there on that floor and I was actually playing, I felt a sense of like accomplishment, and especially at the level that we were at that time, and all the relationships that I built like with my teammates. I treasured that also. Like I said, I'm still friends with some of them to this day. I just wish everyone had an opportunity, to enjoy that experience, go through that experience.
I'm going to remind you and give you more props. Rode the bench freshman year. That was only your 5th year of ever playing basketball in your life.
Yes.
And you stepped into a top 4 in the country team. But I know exactly what you mean with the whole, you're coming off your senior year of high school. You're starting, playing every game. Probably playing most of the minutes of most of the games, right?
Definitely, without a doubt.
Yeah. And like even for me, we had our team meeting the first year of college. And one of the things my coach always does, she immediately goes, raise your hand if you started in high school. And the entire room raises their hand. So it's like you're then joining a team that's all starters from all of their high schools.
Yes.
And you can't put, 15 to 20 people on the court at the same time.
Right, exactly. Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Now, I will also say, because I was looking it up before we talked, you rode the bench your freshman year, but I'm pretty sure I think starting in your sophomore year, you played in every single game.
It's possible, but I didn't start. I don't think.
That's
no,
okay.
I didn't.
Hey,
I didn't start.
Hey, it still counts.
Yeah.
I would like you to know those Olympians that you were talking about and everything, you were the only one, I believe, on your team that played in all 30 of your 30 games.
Oh,
there might have
okay.
been one other teammate that played in 30 games. Everyone else was like 29, 28. So, okay, high props.
Okay, all right. Well,
You
I didn't know that.
play freshman year, and then you played in every single game. You
Okay.
contributed in every single game your sophomore year.
All right. Okay. Well, I didn't know that. Well, thanks for letting
You're
me know.
so welcome. We should just pull up your stats, run them through.
Yeah,
That's
but-
what no former athlete's all about. Just remember that.
Yeah.
Remember that athlete in you.
And you know what? I was a role player there, and I was happy to do that.
Me too.
Yeah.
For my team.
I love being a role player. So, wow, I didn't know that.
You also were a starter.
Yes. Yes, I was. Later on, I was.
On a top team in the country.
Yeah.
I would also, to continue my prop train here, I don't think that's a thing, but I just made it up. You also started this conversation saying, yeah, I had the opportunity to play with a lot of high caliber players. Yeah, you were playing with Olympians and you were starting on a team that also had Olympians and future WNBA players.
Yes.
And you played against them as a top competitor.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, you're a stud. You're
Well,
a
thank
stud. Yeah. Do you feel that in you?
No. Because you know what? To me, when I was playing, it wasn't about me. It was about the team. I like to win. And whatever I had to do, to help my team win was what, I was going to do. I have a tendency to shy away, from the camera. But I do want to be a part of the winner of the game or whatever we have to do in order to get to the point where we want to go.
Well, now you're right in front of the camera.
Yes.
So thanks for joining me.
Yes.
Because I want to give you all the props because
thank you.
You're awesome. And you were right there with them after only playing basketball for 4 years ever in your life. And then you immediately were playing with Olympians and top caliber athletes.
Yes.
Just want to remind you of that again.
Thanks. Appreciate that.
You are so welcome. You are so welcome. What things do you feel like still come up into your life today because you're an athlete?
I think the competitiveness, I always try to do the best I possibly can do at whatever I'm doing. I like transparency, like with people, just in general. I like to treat people the way I want to be treated. I believe if you're going to do something, do it to the best of your ability. If you are not going to do it to the best of your ability, then you shouldn't be doing it at all. So I think a lot of that, transferred over to like just my adult life.
I think too, I love the way the transparency piece. In another conversation I just had with someone, they were talking too about the skill of being a teammate. Sometimes that's just kind of thrown out there like, you're good at teamwork. When you go work at a company or whatever, it's like, you know how to work as a team. But the transparency and the respect. Right, that you have with your teammate. And it's the whole idea that like, we're both here working alongside each other for a common goal.
Right.
But when you're in the middle of a game, you have to be able to put your trust fully in that person. They can only control their, actions, their performance. You can only control yours. But that transparency piece of being able to communicate and know you're on the same page. I love how you put that because that's not one of the general, like athletes are good at time management. They're good at, working as a team, all those things. But like truly the respect, resiliency, the transparency, I think is so valuable.
Yeah. And also I think the willingness to help others. Because you know how to do something doesn't mean you need to keep that to yourself.
Yeah.
You need to share it with other people if they don't know how to do something. Because if you're a team, there's no I in team. We all look good.
Yeah.
We all reach our goal. But we all have to work together.
Yeah.
And that's what happened when we were playing ball. We worked on what we needed to work on. So when it came game time, we were able to execute. And that's the same thing that happens like in the work world.
Yeah.
You got to work together as a group. You got to help each other and you got to trust each other. You got to have that transparency with each other and you all got to work hard in order to get to where you want to be.
Being the top athlete that you are and transitioning in life to adult life, motherhood, then having a kid that also was in sports. What part of your kind of athlete identity do you feel like also came into parenting a kid that was interested in sports and all of that?
I think his blueprint was very similar to mine. The best thing that I can say about it is that he bought into it. But I basically just tried to expose, my son, Chris, to a lot of different sports. Like when he was young, I bought him a little basketball hoop, I think at 2 or 3, and he was slam dunking in the front room. I really wanted him to play basketball, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to let him play whatever sport he wants to play. But whatever sport he decides to play, I want him to do it to the best of his ability. So I exposed him to a lot of different things. At one point we were doing baseball, we did football, we did soccer, we did karate, we did swimming, he did bowling. I mean,
I love that.
We were just going all over the place.
Try it all.
I was just keeping him busy, along with the fact that he had to keep his grades up too. So that was a requirement that I had. Finally, I said, look, you got to pick one sport. And I was blessed that he did, pick basketball.
I had about every finger, every toe crossed.
Yes.
But it was his decision.
Yes, it was his decision.
Yeah.
And for me, as far as a parent was concerned, grades came first.
Yep.
If he didn't get good grades, then he couldn't play.
Right.
So I was just blessed that he bought into the system, the blueprint that I had set out for him. I mean, he did a wonderful job. He made me a proud mom. I often tell people that he's one of the... I don't know. He's like my biggest accomplishment for myself, to be honest, because he makes me so proud because he's become such a outstanding young man.
Yeah.
And he actually listened to me. And like I said, I'll say it again. He bought into the system, which I created for him.
Yeah.
Because I only want the best for him and I want him to be the best that he possibly could be. I'm very proud of him, and everything that he's done so far and hopefully everything that he'll do in the future.
Yeah. You did good, Mom.
Oh, well, thanks.
You did good. But I think it's very clear as to why the blueprint was easy to fit into.
Yeah. So
yeah, it's you. It's you too.
Yeah. And you know what? His dad, I got to give him shout outs too.
Absolutely.
Because his dad was a former athlete. His dad actually got drafted by the Chicago Bulls. So even though we weren't together, we were able to co-parent with each other.
Yeah.
Because he actually coached him when he was in grammar school.
Yeah.
He was with us when we went to all the AAU tournaments. So he helped him a lot.
Yeah.
In fact, he taught him a lot of stuff that I couldn't.
Fair.
So
Fair.
he played a huge part,
Yeah.
in him being the player and also the man, that he is right now.
Yeah.
Like I said, because me being a mother, I
Yes.
can only teach him so much, but
Yeah.
his dad, he taught him
Yeah.
a lot too.
Yeah.
So I have to give him his flowers. Also,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Look at you being a teammate.
Yes.
Look at you.
Teammate.
Look at you being your role player. That's my role player there. I love it. I love it. So basketball roots run strong.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. Without a doubt.
I feel like, too, though, even like you saying, we're just going to expose him to everything, give him that opportunity. Obviously a very different time from when you were growing up.
Yeah.
Because also any sports that were available to play, it's like, yeah, yours just came from your coach asking you.
Right. Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
So do you feel like that was something that you wish you had started sooner? Or do you just feel like it's like, it happened how it was going to happen?
For me, it just happened how it was supposed to happen.
Yeah. Did either of your parents play sports or were they active in any way?
I think my mom played basketball when she was in high school, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
The further and further back we go, right?
Yeah.
Ancestrally, it's like it wasn't even available
Right.
to a certain point, you know? Like I know for my mom, and she grew up in a really small town in Illinois, and I know in junior high for sure she didn't have it just wasn't available in the schools yet. I think her only option was cheerleading at the time,
Okay.
which anybody who's met my mom knew she was not going to do that. So yeah, I know for her, basketball and volleyball wasn't even an option for her to start trying until high school. I was just wondering if any of that influence,
I think I remember my mom telling me she played basketball. My mom couldn't come to a lot of my games because our games were at, I think, 3:00 and she had to work.
Yeah.
So I think she probably only came to maybe 2 of my games, you know, during the whole time I was in high school.
Wow,
but I can remember when she did come, she was coaching me and telling me what to do when she was there. So it's so funny. I just remembered that.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. So the basketball roots go back even deeper.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What things do you do now? How does that athlete live in you now?
Oh, it doesn't live. I mean, I'm honest.
Hey, I asked you if you were an athlete at the start of the podcast, and you said yes. So it's in there.
Yeah, it's in there. It just has to be brought out, because as I got older, I'm having my knee issues, arthritis, and things of those natures. So I don't move as much as I used to.
Fair.
And honestly, I have to, I need to. I need to do better.
We all do.
Yeah, I need to do better than what I have been doing. Mentally, I'm still an athlete, still competitive, But physically, I have slowed down. Like I said, I just need to do better. than what I have been. And that's honest.
She's like, I'm just coming with honesty.
Yeah.
My transition out of college and knowing that I wasn't going to play beyond college, obviously a very big identity shift for me, you know, of just being like, okay, you're an athlete. You can just show up into a space. Oh, how was your most recent game? I don't have a game to answer about anymore, you know? And so that big identity shift for me also came with, well, what am I training for? And also being a role player, kind of like you're talking, I've realized that so much of what I did was always for the team. I find it hard to be like, oh, you know, you can also just do things for yourself. And just kind of like work on those things for the sake of it feels good for you. But I still very much have the external validation of, well, what does my team need me to do? And I'm feeling like the way that you're talking about it, you know, and is making me wonder, it's like, okay, is this a role player thing?
Yeah.
You know, to where it's like, I did what I needed to do. Now I'm just going to show up for the next person and the next thing.
Yeah. I mean, and you're right.
Yeah.
I like to help people.
Yeah.
I mean, whoever it be it my son, my family, whomever. I don't know. It just gives me a sense of purpose.
Yeah.
Because I like to help people and I like to see people succeed. I like to see people do well. And a lot of times I don't invest in myself, in which I should. I should be better at more personal care, like for myself. But that's just my nature. I can't help myself.
Yeah, you're showing up for the team.
Exactly. If someone calls me up and they need something, I'm there. So, yeah, you're right. I'm always that team player, even after basketball.
Yeah.
Whatever I can do to help somebody,
Yeah.
you know, I want to be able to do it.
I will give you my little 2 cents because I heard you say that you should do these things.
Yeah.
Probably a couple years ago now, Alex sent me something and it said, should is just could with shame attached to it.
Okay.
So
That's
anytime you
That's
could
fair.
use the word should in a sentence, switch it with could.
Okay.
Because also that gives you the power back.
Right.
No shoulds.
Right.
No shoulding on yourself
Exactly.
as we joke. Yeah, because okay, I should work out more. I could work out more.
Right.
But that now puts the autonomy back to you.
Yeah.
We also don't have to.
Right.
Or we can.
Right. Or we
If
will.
or we will.
Or we
if
will.
If we choose to,
Right.
exactly.
We will if we choose
Yeah.
to. Yeah.
When I first kind of asked you to be on the No Former Athlete podcast, brought up that idea of no former athlete, do you remember kind of what it meant to you in your head or what it made you think of?
I don't want to do it.
The podcast specifically?
Any of it.
Girl, you're here now.
Yeah, that I am. I mean, it could be intimidating. Yeah. You know, it brings back memories. You know, at first I was like, oh, no, can't do that. But, you know, because I don't like talking about myself, to be honest. But after talking to you and your partner.
Yes.
I mean, you guys are really great people. Oh. And I love
You're a really great person.
I mean, I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
And like I said, I'm a team player.
You are.
And anything that I can do to like help and make it better. I mean, you're talking about something that I can talk about.
Yep.
That I've been a part of. That I'm all about. You know, and as far as women are concerned, I'm glad to see women's sports, you know, how much it's progressed since I started playing. Any little piece that I can give to you and people can watch and talk about, then I was open to it.
I love it. I love it. Even you just talking about looking up, you know, pictures and looking at the memories and things. What kind of things did that bring up? What memories are some of your favorite memories from playing?
Us going on road trips, just hanging out with the team, stealing the keys from the coach, getting the vans and driving around cities at night where we had no clue where we were at, getting stopped.
What? You mean you didn't just plug it into your GPS on your phone?
No, we didn't have that then. Getting pulled over by the cops, like, where are you guys going? Yeah.
No, you didn't.
Yeah. It was we had some fun, crazy times. But yeah, it just brought back a whole lot of memories. I had the pleasure of playing with some great people. And we all had some great experiences together. So looking at all those pictures kind of like brought back all those memories of like the times that we had. It was like a sisterhood, sort of. In fact, I think it was maybe like about 3 weeks ago, we had like an alumni game where I got an opportunity to see a lot of the girls that I played with. And it was just so great to see them.
Yeah.
You know, so great to see them all doing well. It just brought back good times, you know, that I wouldn't trade in for anything.
Yeah.
It was a good experience.
Well, and at that time too, you guys were such a good team. So even on campus, you were probably known
Yeah.
kind of by all the students, right?
Yeah, they knew us.
Sometimes there's that piece of, yeah, you guys were kind of, you know, big women on campus. You know, you were known everywhere you went.
Yeah.
And then when all of a sudden you just don't play anymore and people don't know this information about you, does that ever come up? Have you ever had those thoughts?
No. Because, well, when I graduated, I went back to Chicago. And at that time, nobody in Chicago knew me or knew what I did.
Right.
The only people that knew was my family. I had no expectations, you know, from anyone back there.
Yeah.
But amazingly enough, whenever I would come out here, people would know. Which, you know, I guess because out here is where I actually played at. I looked at it like this. I had my time. I enjoyed it. And then it was time for me to move on to the next phase of my life. You know what? Sometimes, like, when I'll see previous players, like on TV or if they're commentating or something like that, I'll be like, oh, yeah, I did play against them. Yeah, I mean, I do experience that. But to be honest with you, I get joy out of watching the women out there today.
I know.
I mean, they give me that feeling that I had, even though I'm not out there on the court with them now, but the women that are out there today and the women that have been there like over the years, I get so much enjoyment out of watching them play. That's my pleasure.
I feel you.
I mean, I've been on the stage, I had my time, and I'm happy to see them on the stage now.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting so much more than what we got, but I'm happy for them because
Absolutely.
the game has come so far.
Absolutely.
I'm glad that we're able to watch them on TV
Right.
on major channels.
That used to be so difficult to find a game. I don't think people realize, like, now that there's so many more fans, all the things, they're on bigger and bigger and bigger stages. But it's like, yes, some of us have also been here the whole time and wanted to be watching these games the whole time. And you would have to work so hard.
Yes.
You would have to work so hard
I'm glad.
to find some sort of streaming source.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am glad stadiums are selling out
Yes.
for women's sports.
Yes.
I mean, I think that is wonderful. I'm glad to see we're on ESPN, ABC, and this new league that they came out with, Unrivaled.
Incredible.
I'm happy. So now maybe the women don't have to go overseas. You know, they can stay here and make a decent living, and they're getting endorsements and doing all these commercials and
Do you feel like you maybe would have stayed in it a little bit longer if the types of opportunities that are here today were available then?
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
But at that time, I felt like I could make more money going to get a regular job.
And 110% you
exactly,
could.
right. And then I didn't have to travel to another country in order to do it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, nowadays, sure, I'd probably be playing as long as LeBron.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, but it is.
Yeah.
But I also love the joy. You know, it's like, I love the joy of all of it. Playing with some of these other, you know, players that continued to play on in the WNBA once it became a thing in the Olympics. Did you ever go to any of your teammates' games that were still playing?
No. Because at that time, I never tried to watch any of the games of the girls who were playing overseas. I don't know if we were able to do it. If I could have. But when they started the WNBA, some of the girls that I did play against, they were playing in the WNBA at that time, so I would watch those games.
You did?
Yeah.
I love it. What other thoughts, feelings have been brought up? Anything else you want to put out into the world?
Just the fact that I'm glad to see, you know, women's sports where it's at today. I think it's a wonderful opportunity for them. I'm glad to see girls starting at a younger age. I'm glad to see that there are opportunities and programs for girls starting at a younger age if that's what they choose to do. Not just in basketball, but volleyball, soccer, football, flag football, whatever they want to do.
Yep.
You know, I'm just happy to see these opportunities open up for women. An avenue for them to be able to go to college, you know, get them a degree if that's what they decide to do. And also with these, what do they call it? The NIL deals. I'm happy to see that because, you know, they're able to make money and getting endorsements from all of these like major companies. Because, you know, men they've been having these opportunities for a while now.
Like all the time, like the whole time.
Yeah. And it's good to see women kind of like getting a little piece of the pie. Is not where the men are yet. I wish women would get paid a lot more, especially in the WNBA. Hopefully that day will come.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing. I'm so glad that it brought up an opportunity to think back through some memories.
Yeah.
And for me to get to shower you with some no former athlete love for your time playing. And you are and you were a part of, the shoulders of everyone that all the current athletes talk about, all the people that paved the way before that didn't have the opportunity to continue to play, that didn't have these things, but started to set the standards, and started to show people what the next level could be.
Yeah.
When I hand this to you and you look at it, tell me what that is.
That's probably me trying to block her shot.
And who's her?
Cheryl Miller.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is. Oh, wow. Found the lane clogged by Cal State Long Beach. Nina Leonard. Okay. Yeah, I'm clogging the lane right there.
What does looking at that picture make you think? Make you feel?
It just makes me remember how whenever we played them, the gyms were packed, and it was always a very competitive game. It was just awesome. That was just a great time, to be in that moment.
What years were these?
I think it was like 81 to 84.
What would you want to tell her? The girl in that picture about to stuff Cheryl Miller.
I just want to tell her that I'm very proud of her. She turned out to be a great lady, went on to live a great life. She was successful. Whatever she set out to do, she completed. She was a hard worker. She tried to help other people. And she's a pretty good mom too.
If you put your mindset into kind of her brain at that time, what would she think about you today?
I think she would be very proud of me. I think she'd be happy for me. And I think she would appreciate me.
I love that.
This is funny.
What does that picture make you think?
I can't believe I was down on the floor like that. I couldn't do that today. Oh, wow. I was playing hard and I was down there. I was being aggressive. I mean, it looks intense. That just shows you how competitive that game was. We were all about trying to get that W, doing whatever we had to do. If I'm down on the floor like that, yeah.
I love the turn of the phone. Can you feel the feelings of that?
Yeah. You know what? It's so funny, but whenever we played against these teams, I would always get up. And I know you're supposed to get up for every single game, but for these teams, oh my God, I was always up. I was on 20, not on 10, because I was ready to go out there on that floor and play hard because I wanted to beat them so bad. The gyms would be sold out for us, even though it was a small gym, but the walls would be sweating because back then there was no pyramid. We played in a small gym. So those were just some great times, great moments, and great experiences.
And you were playing in front of packed gyms in the early 80s.
Yes.
A women's basketball game in the early 80s.
Yes. Yes. It was standing room only. Yeah, it was great. You guys are going to make me cry.
What thoughts make you feel like you're going to cry?
I don't know. They're happy tears. It's happy tears. It's not anything negative at all. Just the fact that I got the opportunity to experience this, is just wonderful.
Yeah. Give you your flowers, girl.
I'll take them.
Yes. I love that.
Well, I'm glad you invited me, and I'm glad I was here. I'm glad I participated because it was fun. I had a great time.